Okay, so ready to dive into a world that's buzzing with symbolism? We're talking bees today.
They're fascinating, aren't they? So much more than just honeymakers.
Right. And for those of you who, like me, love digging into the deeper meaning of things, you're in for a treat today.
I agree. It's amazing what these little creatures represent across cultures.
It really is. We're going deep on bee symbolism, folks, and what we can all learn from it. And to help us unpack all this, we have our expert who just happens to know a thing or two about this.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I'm happy to share what I've learned.
Perfect. So, to understand the symbolism, I think we really need to start with the bees themselves. Their social structure, the way they function as this incredible community, it's pretty mind-blowing.
Absolutely. It really is. Their hive life is incredible.
Yeah, and our sources really highlighted how each bee has a specific role to play.
Right, and they work together so seamlessly for the good of the hive.
Exactly. That interconnectedness, it's such a powerful image. Like they're reminding us that amazing things happen when we cooperate.
Totally. We can achieve so much more when we recognize how much we depend on each other.
Makes you think, where do you see that kind of teamwork in your own life? Is it your family, your friends, your coworkers? Where do you feel that sense of like everyone contributing, everyone working towards a shared goal?
It's a good question to ask. I think we all thrive in those environments.
For sure, for sure. And you know what else bees make me think about? Hard work. Because wow, nobody does it quite like them.
Oh, absolutely. Constantly buzzing around, collecting nectar, building their hives. It never stops.
Right. And speaking of nectar, what about that transformation it goes through?
Oh, you mean turning that raw nectar into that liquid gold honey?
Yes. One of our sources called it alchemy, which I thought was such an interesting way to put it.
It's very fitting. Taking something simple and through sheer hard work, turning it into something complex and valuable. If that's not a perfect metaphor for personal growth, I don't know what is.
Oh, I love that. It's like we all have experiences, right? Some sweet, some a little bitter. But it's the effort we put in, the processing, that transforms them into something valuable.
And something that enriches our lives. Just like honey.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
taking those life lessons and turning them into, I don't know, our own personal honey, I guess.
And that actually brings us to the next theme, which is fertility and abundance, all symbolized by the bee.
And growth. Don't forget growth.
Right, of course. I'll be honest, that's not the first thing I think of. When I think of bees, I usually go straight to honey.
It's easy to forget their crucial role in pollination, but really, when you get down to it, that's what it's all about. It's about facilitating life and abundance, ensuring the continuation of the natural world.
And you know, when you put it like that, it really is beautiful. This reminder that even when things feel tough, there's always potential for new beginnings.
For growth, new life bursting forth, just like those flowers bees pollinate. Exactly. And this idea of bees as these symbols of growth and abundance, it gets even more intriguing when we consider them as, get this, messengers.
Oh, yes. This is where things get really fascinating. In some cultures, you see, they're seen as messengers between, like, the earthly realm and the spiritual realm.
Whoa, okay, hold on. Bees as like cosmic messengers. That's a new one for me.
It's true. Buzzing back and forth, carrying messages.
That's wild. Little bee wings carrying those big ideas. It's like, what if we're missing messages all the time, you know?
That's the thing. It's about being open, right? Open to messages from, well, wherever.
Mm.
Nature, the universe, even our own intuition. All those little nudges.
Right. Like maybe those are the bee messages and we're just not tuned in.
Exactly. Makes you think, huh?
It really does. And, you know, thinking about all this, the community, the hard work, even these cosmic messages, it makes me think about this other aspect of bees,
Oh,
balance.
oh, definitely. It's everywhere in their world, isn't it?
That harmony in the hive, how everything just works. It's a good reminder for us out here in the chaos.
Especially with how fast everything is these days. It's like bees are saying, hey, chill for a second.
Right. Find that sweet spot, work and rest, giving and receiving, you know?
Exactly. That equilibrium is not just about like being zen or whatever. It's about creating the right conditions for things to thrive.
So just like the hive, when we find our own balance, our own dreams can thrive too.
Precisely. And speaking of things that thrive and that bring us joy, we can't forget honey, right?
Oh man, honey, there's nothing like it.
But it's more than just delicious, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like symbolic. Honey represents the sweetness of life itself.
Okay, I like where you're going with this.
Those simple joys, those rewards for our effort, our connection to each other, to nature, it's all there in that honey.
That feeling when you taste something amazing, you just want to hang on to it. That's honey.
Yes. And that brings us to what I find to be one of the most profound meanings of the bee, Spiritual awakening.
Whoa, okay. Spiritual awakening, that's a big one. Are bees like tiny gurus now?
Maybe not gurus, but they do make you think, right? There's more to life than meets the eye.
So, what does a bee-inspired spiritual awakening even look like? How do we do that?
Think about it. Bees go to the flowers, right? The beauty, the sweetness. We're drawn to deeper truths, too.
Drawn to something bigger than us, just like bees in nature. I get it.
Yes, tapping into that wisdom that's already there, humming away if we just pay attention. And our sources gave some cool practical ways to do that, too.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, just being in nature more, watching the bees do their thing.
So stop and smell the roses, literally.
Exactly. And then think about it, reflect. What resonates with you about bees? Hard work, community. Pick
Yeah.
one, just one little thing and see how you can, live that a little more.
Bring it into your everyday life. Make it real.
Yes. And remember, bees never stop. Always buzzing, always moving. Our own journeys, they're like that too.
It's about the journey, not the destination, right?
Exactly. Bees are just showing us the way. Finding that sweetness in life, finding joy. They remind us there's always something more to discover if we're paying attention.
So all these amazing bee metaphors, it makes you think. If you had to pick just one thing to really focus on in your life, what would it be? What resonates?
Ooh, that a good question to ask yourself, isn't it? It's like, what's your favorite part of the garden? Hard to choose.
Totally. And what speaks to you might change, like different times in your life.
Absolutely. It's not about the right answer or anything. It's about listening to yourself, your own inner wisdom.
Ooh, I like that. Our inner wisdom. Maybe that's part of what bees teach us, like how to be more curious, more open to figuring that out.
100%. The more we explore the world, the more those aha moments seem to happen.
Yeah.
It's like the bees lead the way.
This has been so cool. We went from honey to cosmic messages. Community, hard work, balance. Bees are a whole vibe.
Aren't they, though? Proof that even the smallest things can be full of meaning if we just take the time to notice.
So true. And on that note, we want to hear from you, what really resonated with you today. Hit us up on social media. Let's keep this conversation going.